Volvo, you say
you
it
know
sounds
what?
like heresy, but if I can interject real quick here, if you think about the core of Dark Heresy, all of you are maids cleaning up messes for your master, who's the Inquisitor. That's really all Dark Heresy is. You are a team of maids cleaning up messes around the Calixis sector for your master, who gives you assignments.
And you're just hoping to God that the party psychic doesn't suffer perils to the warp, get possessed by a demon, and then proceed to kill everything.
And yeah, when
Sounds like fun.
I can only add one thing to this entire conversation. You guys went through it pretty thorough. Hey, Sludnash.
Oh yeah, Slaanesh. I mean, I'm more of a Zench guy myself, but
all right. I mean, if we're playing Slaanesh, then it just turned into like a harem anime, or like maybe even like To Love Ru. Maybe that's what that's the direction we're taking things.
To Love Ru. That's not a conversation we want to be getting into on stream.
All right, we gotta get serious. We're in a fantasy world. None of this sci-fi stuff. Come on.
Now get me my mop.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Investigator Jacob Stillwaters would look wonderful in like a French maid outfit, like you got the bonnet on top of your nice your head.
Casimir would
You're
look
gonna have to
stunning.
pay to see that one.
And hey, for anyone who wants to commission art, it seems that we have a couple artists in the channel here who I'm sure would love to draw Investigator Jacob Stillwaters in a French maid outfit, Warhammer included.
Frilly things are my specialty, so hit me up.
All right, so where we had left off, you all were just you were attacked by a bunch of ooze-like beings that were hiding inside the corpses of Fomorians that had just sort of died along the hallway, and you have dispatched a good many of them, and others have seemed to slip beneath the rippling waters that are ever present here. And they have not come back. They haven't tickled your feet. They haven't crept up a rock. They haven't fallen on you from above. And so while you have this initial wariness, maybe you're kind of poking around as best you can the water and such, they seem to have taken off. What do?
You might want to keep an eye on things. I'm still gonna keep that chill touch ready, just to make sure.
Sure.
Because
Keeping my rapier out.
yeah, chill touch in one hand, sunblade in the other, and the spiritual weapon floating by me.
All right.
That's only
How long does your spiritual weapon last, by the way?
1 minute non-concentration.
Okay. Casimir, Bright, Jacob, do you all have readied actions to
Can
attack?
I have whirlwind attack ready?
Oh yeah, it's an action, so you can prepare an action.
I'll do that.
All right. So if anyone steps between you and Mordecai, you're gonna take him down. I mean, if oozes appear. No, I'm sorry, Bright. What were you? Were you holding an action?
I said, no, I don't think they're coming back. I'm ready to move on. Unless we want to investigate the Fomorians somewhere.
cautiously. Yeah, I'm
Jacob.
ready to walk forward cautiously. So
Moving forward.
All right. As you move forward, there are some twists and turns. As the cavern you see above, you leave the Fomorians behind, and let's do clear all the drawings. You continue going down with the water, which is going up, but it's going down, and making a sharper turn once more, the smell of that butter cinnamon popcorn, just almost like it's a wall that you hit when you turn in this tunnel, and there it is. All of you smell it. It's warm, kind of smelling good. Not that you've grown hungry. Not that you couldn't put some popcorn away if, if I offered it to you, but
Huh.
Does it seem stronger or does it seem
Yes.
the same?
yeah, this is stronger.
Like, but it just hit like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, the cave is still, there's no splits. The cave is still doing some winding though, but when you turned around a corner, it started, and it's very, it's not like the popcorn would be underneath you, but it is stronger than that faint, the scent that you picked up from the fork in the road earlier.
All right. Well,
That's really bad. I'm sure whatever it is would make it through it. But what it means is that this whole tunnel, it just goes in a circle, maybe. Because
or we're intended to do all of this.
maybe, but then why would there have been a choice? We could have just gone through the tunnel one after another.
Unless there's some kind of thought behind it.
I mean, this could even explain why the Fomorians seem to go both ways. Maybe they just went one way, and then they came around full circle. And remember those people that we saw before? And how I thought they might be us because we were looking down a hall of mirrors? They might be us because we're looking down a hall of mirrors.
It might be. This place is weird. I don't like it. But we could probably expect a circus.
Good kind of circus or the bad kind of circus?
Well, when I was, performing, it wasn't all bad, but this is the Fae. They could twist it.
Well, thinking about it, what happened in my nightmare happened a few rooms ago. What else are we missing? Like, have other nightmares happened? And she's looking to the rest of you guys like, did you guys experience any analogs?
We just went through Casimir's nightmare. We figured that out. And the popcorn is Mordecai's.
It's like, but what happened in your nightmare, Mordecai?
What happened was it started off where I was tinkering on something. It looked like an airship. I don't know. That's probably not important. But then I met up with an old friend, and then I went with him to go perform, and the whole thing was it was great. And then the thing that I built exploded.
Does anyone have fire resistance?
Well, me.
Very help.
But that's what happened. And then at the end of it, I was only able to save one person, and she looked a lot like you, Celine. But then she looked like Corinna. And there's a striking similarity. But that's a thing that I might have to witness. I might have to go through that. I don't want to see Corinna here. I don't.
Well, I mean, I didn't really want to birth an egg, but unfortunately, that might happen.
I'm probably going to need a little bit of help keeping myself grounded, because I don't know what I'm going to do if I see her.
Okay,
Okay.
I can do that. There's
Into the breach? Question mark?
I don't know.
She's the whole reason I even left Fazurke.
Wait,
Oh, let's go say hello then.
Oh boy. Alright.
Deal yourself, deputy.
Right.
Let's go.
Forward.
Yes, forward. Fun.
All right.
It's
Forwards, not
like a bad
backwards.
idea.
Upwards, not downwards. And always spinning. You continue to march.
No earthly way of knowing which direction we are going.
Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, da. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, 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 da. Background music starts playing down the corridor. Da, 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 da. And you're getting louder. The smell of the popcorn. The sounds of people talking.
Do I recognize any voices yet? Can I isolate any of them?
No, it is still mixing with the this is what you're getting even over the water that's flowing over the rocks and the echoes off of things. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what, Mordecai. You are aware that this is most likely going to be something that involves you. I will, if you try super duper hard, you close your eyes and you wish super hard with a perception check. I'll perception normally. I would normally call for disadvantage, but you're a super perceiver. I'll let you roll it normally here. Ooh, jeez. All right. So all of you see Mordecai just take a moment to focus and to try and hone in on the voices. And in Mordecai, you know, there's the music playing, the popcorn, and yes, there's a familiar voice. And you open your eyes, and when you do, all of you find that you are standing outside of a large tent. The picture's showing you inside, but we're still outside on the approach. Music is playing. The large the tent is sort of there's a slight breeze, and you can see that the tent is rippling. And there are a lot of people around, though they're all sort of they're indistinguishable, almost like black silhouettes that are closer to the tent, and you're further out. Looking around you, it's a nighttime field. The field's kind of barren. It's dark out except for the warm glow of the circus tent ahead. The scent of popcorn fills the air. And
I'm looking for anyone I recognize.
yes. Mordecai, you're looking, and I'm going to get to you in a second. What are the four of you doing in this environment where this tent has manifested? It's a festival. Jacob, you've probably seen these this tent color pass through. You've probably seen this tent color pass through Green Shield a couple times.
I'm kind of imagining everybody just kind of taking it in, and as they end up doing so, like, okay, this isn't real. This is Mordecai's nightmare. Jacob, where'd Jacob go? And they look off, and there is the riding bull competition. Jacob's doing everything he can to hang on, like, oh, for crying out loud.
Casimir?
Oh.
I'm sure you've been to a circus or a festival more than a couple times in your 100 years.
Like crowds.
Oh. Not even for the animals?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're in cages. It's no fun.
Ah, gotcha. Bright? Any reaction to the circus?
I mean, it looks fun. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. but only when it's real. This one's not real, and it's really just here to make us waste time. And I don't know. I mean, we know something bad is going to come out of it. We just don't know what. So it's not fun like it's supposed to be. So I'm really disappointed.
All right. Celine, are you as disappointed as Bright is?
Yeah, kind of actually. This just piques suspicion in my head because Faye and I just no. I'm sorry, but no.
All right. You're looking around having these thoughts, and as this happens, each of you feel that kind of numbness that you had felt when you had contact with those things hiding inside the Fomorians. And stepping through each of you from behind, like, it'd be like a ghost passing through you in a sense, are each of you. And you walk through yourself, although it's not you controlling you. I mean, you're controlling you, but you're not controlling you. Each of you walk through yourself and toward the bright light of the circus tent. Though, interestingly enough, while the light is ahead of you, the shadows are coming from behind, though it's darkness behind you. And the shadows are long. Like a sunset shadow, but just even longer, as each of you is walking towards the tent, as if you didn't notice yourself doing that. But the source of light seems to be actually where the shadows are going to.
Is there a Mordecai in the group that just walked through us?
There is a Mordecai that is walking ahead.
We should follow the Mordecai.
And Mordecai, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and it gives you a squeeze. Mordecai? Why, it's a certain someone.
Certain male someone?
Yes, it is a certain male someone. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I want to interrupt their moment, but I am following Mordecai.
Mordecai, all right. Sure. Does anyone else want to stick around, or do you want to follow yourselves?
I shall stay with Mordecai.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow Bright, so she doesn't get herself in too much trouble.
Sure. Celine and Bright are following Mordecai. Jacob?
Jacob is now fresh from getting his backside handed to him by the bull. He remembered it was a lot easier when he was younger. But eventually stumbles through, looks around. Oh, there's Mordecai. It's his nightmare. I'm assuming whatever's going to happen is going to happen around him.
All right, so are you staying with real Mordecai? Which, by the way, the Mordecai that walked away was blue tiefling Mordecai, not mushroom Mordecai.
I know.
Okay.
Maybe he changed back. I don't know.
I get a little concerned when Celine starts to walk away. What?
She's like, I'm just gonna make sure that Bright doesn't get in trouble.
Okay. Sure. Cool. Alright. What are you doing here? He says to Zion.
Darling, I work here.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course you do.
I'm not the one who left.
You left too.
No. You never really leave the circus.
You stole the necklace from me and you left.
Well, that was another me, another time, darling. Please, I'm just happy to see you.
Is he bothering you?
Darling, who is this?
This is Casimir. He is a traveling companion.
Casimir. Aslandian, yes?
Yes.
Ah. Exotic. A desert elf. And he walks around you, Casimir. Mordecai, you notice as he's doing this, as he like departs from your side, walks around. You and Casimir have normal shadows that are actually going away from the source of light that's ahead of you. Your phantom, however, has that kind of reverse where the shadow's going towards the source of light, which is the big top.
As does Zion?
Yes.
Okay. So, just so I understand what's going on here. What's going on here?
Grand performance, of course. The circus is in town.
I'm confused.
A circus is a place where people gather to have fun and amuse themselves.
Of course I knew that.
Then why are you confused? He comes back over to you and like kind of whoop, goes up your chin.
Don't touch me.
What's happened? Has he hurt you? And he looks over towards Casimir and you get kind of that catty like...
No, but
No.
I might hurt you.
You and I are not a thing anymore.
Well, old habits and pet names die hard, Mordecai. But we don't have to be a thing. I thought that you would want to come and watch me perform.
Perform, yes, I guess.
As Bright and I are walking away,
Mhm.
as this like interaction is happening, she just lets Bright go further on. She just stops, like mid-step,
Sure.
and she slow turns back towards the group. And she's like, no. And she is actually going to turn and walk back towards the group because she has a very bad feeling about this.
Celine, you begin walking. So I guess, Bright, you are left alone to pursue Mordecai.
Okay.
Okay. As he's making his way into the tent, kind of flapping in the breeze here. Celine, you stop, you turn, you regard, and off to your side, you are addressed as there are 3 gentlemen who are dressed in the guard outfits of the ossuary. Aren't you the visiting priestess?
I am, yes.
And they all, like, one has a bag of popcorn, the other seems to have some cotton candy, and another one has like a little toy, like a yo-yo or something. If you come to the circus too to enjoy it,
It's like, you could say that, yes. I would love to stay and chat, gentlemen, but I must be going. There is something that requires my very immediate attention.
what's more important than the circus? That's why we're here.
It's like, I didn't come alone.
Oh,
I have group members to which I must attend.
do you want us to go with you? You are a visiting priestess, after all.
It'll be all right, gentlemen.
It's
If you
our
sta-
job
if
to
you- if you-
guard you.
If you stand by, I will let you know if I require your service. Okay.
Very well. We'll follow behind you.
And I imagine she walks back up to Mordecai and Casimir, and she's like, "Is there a problem here, guys?"
No problem.
No problem. And she like gently tilts Mordecai's head to face her. It's like, "No problem."
Darling, who's this?
This is Celine,
Celine.
my girlfriend.
Another Aslandian. Oh, you've developed quite a taste.
You just... You're going to perform, right?
Yes, I'm going to do it well. You should know
Then
by
lead
now how
the
well I
way.
perform.
I know.
Then don't you have preparation to do?
I was on my way, and here, of all people, Mordecai returning to the circus. It's in the blood.
Me? Then lead the way. Go lead to wherever it is that you're going to perform, and we will watch for your entertainment.
He gives a bow and leans backwards before doing a handstand, and he starts tumbling backwards. The shadow always going to the source of light.
I half expected to see him. Half expected.
I imagine Celine's just like, and gives him a very gentle peck on the lips, and she's like, "Calm. It won't serve you any well to get angry. They're playing tricks."
Playing tricks. They're playing tricks.
Exactly right, playing tricks.
Jacob?
Stay close.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just stay close, please.
And she's like, "I shall," and she actually wraps her hand around Mordecai's waist and pulls him a little closer.
I was gonna ask. Well, I was going for a handhold, but if you all want to go for the waist wrap, then my goodness. Sure. Casimir, you're gonna walk with them?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go
Keeping
for a
an
waist
eye
wrap
on
too? And now
I mean,
Jacob.
I wouldn't
Oh.
mind.
There's not a figure per se that's approaching you. There was a you that walked through yourself and was making its way towards the tent.
Yep,
So
I was weird enough.
following it, or did you want to get distracted somewhere else?
What's my wisdom score again? A little bit above average. No, I'm gonna follow myself.
Sure.
I have to watch my younger days.
All right. So you follow yourself, and it's you notice that same lighting effect where the shadow cast by you, not by you, but by the other you, is cast towards the tent, and your own is cast away from the light, like it should. As someone who reads shadows, looking for people who've hidden and such, and.
This is weird.
You and Bright are... you could walk together effectively, because Mordecai and,
Thought we
Fodekai
got separated.
and, oh wait, no, because you wanted to, yeah, that's right, Jacob wanted to go and watch, one of the other attractions, right?
Well, I mean,
Well-
Celine stopped when she went back because of the drama.
Yeah.
And then Jacob he didn't see me go, I don't think, because he latched onto
Nope.
Mordecai instead. So I think I'm probably alone. That's
Okay. That's fine, because all roads are going to lead to Rome here in this instance. And Jacob, you are going to find yourself you're going to find yourself in the tent, in the grandstand. As you enter, there's no one there who's asking for tickets. There's also not a sign that's requesting it, or even that it's necessarily a free show. But as you get close to the tent, it softly billows, and it actually feels, compared to the caves and everything, it actually is warm. It feels nice in here. And as you look inside, just as you see in the picture, there's a lot of people, although the only light is really in the center ring. You can see a dim glow on the faces of a bunch of people out this way, but it is very heavily shadowed. What would you like to do, Jacob?
Well, at this point, I am watching over the crowds, trying to ascertain any reason for that, or any idea on what could be happening with these shadows, as they're not making a lot of sense. I am trying to coyly end up asking questions about the performance of what to be expected and all this kind of stuff, as though I'm a curious out-of-towner. Though I'm also trying to keep an eye out for suspicious behavior, though from what you've told me, there's no real suspicious behavior, just suspicious shadows.
Make an insight at advantage, Jacob. You've already been discussing, I mean, with a 24, you've already been discussing, illusory effects and the like, and it's very difficult. You keep trying to focus on people's faces. It's something that you're trained to do, notice details. And you're getting enough details that it seems like the audience is made up of you, and Bright, and Celine, and Casimir, and Mordecai. A lot of you. A lot of each of you. And also interspersed, there are... in fact, you even notice this as 3 people dressed in the temple garb, guard garb, walk past, and they just sort of accumulate into the stands. And you're noticing these same 3 guard faces that are repeated over and over in the audience as well. And, as a bonus, because you did rather well on your insight here, while inside the tent, their shadows now seem to be acting as normal, where the source of light is in the middle of the tent here in the big ring. Everyone's shadows are projecting out to the tent.
Same as our own.
Yeah, and yours is doing the same. Yours hasn't changed.
I'm going to be looking for... Well, can't interrupt the show, but I am looking for any face that is not one of the parties I'm currently occupying. Specifically for another one of those individuals and priests. If we are, in fact, trapped in this nightmare hellscape of cotton candy and popcorn and amusements, a true hell if there ever was one, you would imagine that...
Fun.
You would imagine, then, for there to be faces of others in the performers, priest garbs, specifically, priest guard garbs. This is the same garb as the Fomorians, so my assumption then would be that there is one in here who is real, who is experiencing the same thing as we are.
Okay, you want to just start making your way through and... Okay.
Yes. Because everything else seems to be an act, right? Everything's playing a role, as it were. Except for us. Implying that the 3 with the same face of a particular god who's in the center, well, they're playing a role as well. Implying that there's one around here that is not.
Okay.
I am looking for said individual.
Bright, you are led into the tent, but not through the main entrance, as Mordecai is making his way towards a side tent that's butted up against the outside. There is a sign outside that says performers only, but there's no one there to really enforce it. So unless you follow signage.
I don't normally follow signage.
Okay. So Mordecai has gone inside the little side tent that butts up to the main one.
Okay. I think this seems like a job.
Ah, all right.
I'm gonna need you. Oh, I know it's weird because this isn't the same plane I summoned you on last time. So if you're a little dizzy, I'm sorry. But you'll get over it. You'll get over it real quick. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna need you to follow. We'll just hippity hop into that little tent, and then I'll tell you to go from there. Okay. Bye.
So you send you send your cricket in to go. Are you? Is this I forget? You see through her eyes, or it's psychic communication? What?
It's either one.
Okay, which one are you doing?
Well, we'll just I don't want to bump into anyone, so we'll just stick with communication until I can find myself a nice out-of-the-way place to hide. Maybe I'll minor illusion up a barrel or something to hide it.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and, I don't know, make a stealth at advantage, and I know you have the illusion up as well. This would just be for any, I guess, ancillary. Oh, no. 24. Man, if not in the warehouse in here, you hiding in crates and barrels is very effective.
It's my favorite stop.
Yeah. All right, so you managed to hide, and then are you switching to cricket vision?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, there's kind of a as you're catching Mordecai changing into his costume, and well, you caught him in quite a pose, doing some warm-up stretches before actually getting into the costume.
Well, it is that session.
And so, I mean, I've never seen a cricket blush, but you know.
I don't know if they can do that. They don't have a circulatory system.
But magical crickets. All right, so yeah, so Mordecai seems to be getting ready. He's in there, and there's a couple other performers. Someone's putting on makeup. Although the person also putting on makeup looks like Mordecai, except he just mostly has makeup on. So, and then there's another one who's putting on another type of makeup. And then one comes in and is wearing a ringleader's outfit, nice, two-tailed but very short vest. The pants that kind of balloon out until it gets to the knees. A very dapper top hat. Almost time, people. Almost time, Mordecai says to the Mordecais. And they all look over. And get your tights on. Not like you've never seen it before. Doesn't mean I have to see it every time I come in here. And there seems to be some backroom
Backroom banter.
Yeah. Save it for Zion. Come on. Get out there. And so this is what's going on. We're going to come back to Celine, Casimir, and Mordecai. And by the way, you all see that following about 20 feet behind Celine are 3 people who are dressed in Ouija's garb, though it's more like armor, and they do carry weapons. However, they're not carrying weapons in their hands, as one's eating popcorn, one's eating cotton candy, and the other has a yo-yo, and is just sort of...
Is this the first instance where we have seen these people?
This surely is hell.
I know, to make it worse, Jacob, there's a dude that just says free cold beer. As get your free cold beer here, free cold beer.
I'm working.
Literally, your most popular thing to eat is right here and free, hot for you, unless you like it cold, in which case it's cold. Mordecai, I'll tell you what. Mordecai, you can make an investigation at disadvantage.
All right.
And
This is gonna go well.
one moment. All right. So, Mordecai, you're looking at the 3. Wait a minute. That one looks like his nose was kind of broken, and the other one has a wrinkle pattern next to his eyes. Well, it wasn't eyes. What's familiar? It was not an eye. Wait a minute. Broken nose, eye wrinkles. The 3 that are here, now that you're pondering it, have similar features to the 3 Fomorians that were dead in the cave.
Those guys struck you as odd. Celine.
Hmm.
Do those guys strike you as odd? Because they look a little familiar, don't you think?
Oh, I do. Trusting and keeping an eye on it right now to act natural.
Right. Acts natural. It's kind of interact when we need to.
Go.
God.
It is what it is.
Right. Well, I'm not entirely sure what my role in this is right now.
Observe. You have better eyes than I do. Feed me information.
That's what he'll do then. I keep an eye on those guards for a moment, kind of watching, see what they do.
They're
Yeah.
eating. One of them's yo-yoing, and they're all staying a distance behind Celine.
Does the pattern repeat?
No.
No. They seem like they're real.
I imagine Slee probably leads it and whispers into his ear. They're probably Phaedrons.
Probably what?
Phaedrons.
Drones. They look like the Fomorians, though.
Well, they could be. We need to keep an eye on it.
You want some popcorn?
No, that'll go straight to my thighs.
I mean, I like them fluffy, so...
She just slowed down, she's like, oh my, how bold of you. And she like grins.
Casimir, this is happening literally in front of you.
I'm used to it.
All right. Oh, poor
So I
Casimir,
go to-
third wheel Arshrill.
So I go to walk them towards
It's like,
the
I want
popcorn
those to
stand.
be my fluffy thighs.
Sure. So you're approaching, and Zion is going to take his leave of you and is going to veer off towards a smaller tent that is an appendix onto the main one. And Oh, I hope that you enjoy the performance, darling.
Don't call me that, please.
Very well, Mordecai.
Break a leg?
We'll see. And he goes off and departs. You can go to a
After he's out
popcorn
of
stand.
earshot, Celine is gonna whisper into his ear, into Mordecai's ear. I hope literally does. Like,
Oh, we didn't leave on good terms.
The an apocryphal statement from Casimir in chat. So you're gonna walk over to a popcorn stand. Sure enough, there's people here, but now that you've actually approached the tent where there's a lot of people, and there's really no one behind you, everyone is just gone towards here. You can feel the heat, like coming off the main tent, because you hear all sorts of people talking, and they're behind the counter, is like going down, and then kind of brings a tub of popcorn up. Is Casimir? What you want?
Popcorn. Cinnamon flavored.
How big you want it?
Shared size.
What about the others?
We're just sharing, I guess.
yeah, just sharing.
Duh. Enjoy the show. Hands over cinnamon popcorn. His
selling things. Like, that's,
his shadow is going towards the tent, by the way.
there's no meat in it.
But it's
toward the
popcorn.
tent?
Yeah,
Yes,
despite
I
the
will
light,
not be selling popcorn.
despite the light coming from the tent, because it's very well illuminated, his shadow is actually going towards the tent.
Towards the light source.
Yeah, but yours, Casimir's, and Celine's aren't. It's going away from the light source.
Hey, mate. Your shadow.
What about it?
Seem odd to you.
Why?
Just asking. Stupid question.
Please don't make fun. I eat a lot of popcorn. Go straight to my thighs.
That it does. But it's delicious, ain't it?
Well, thank you. But flattery will get you nowhere. When I'm on duty. Afterwards, you come to my tent.
No.
Yes?
Not
I don't know whether to be offended or not.
I'm not interested in you.
Is it because I sell popcorn?
Pity.
No, it's, he has a different taste, that's all.
No offense.
I mean, I also have cheddar. I have hot spice. What taste do you want?
It's just like, it's not about...
I believe the show's going to be starting soon. Why don't you go?
Yeah, I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
go.
go sit. And I imagine Celine just looks to Mordecai and she's just like, smooth.
And you go in through the main flap. Doesn't ask for a ticket, and sure enough, inside, it's full of everyone's. Multiple all of yous. However, their shadows are actually going to the tent. And the light sources here, everything out in the peripheral, even in your dark vision, is very, it's hard to make out, but you're just seeing glimpses of like a blue horn somehow caught in a light, or of Celine's eyes. And interestingly enough, and Celine, you're gonna get this as well, all the Celines here do look non-skeletal. Now, I know Jack can cover that up, but all of them here have that non-skeletal appearance.
If the brights have... I guess I'm probably not there, but do the brights have one floof or two?
2 floofs. The Brights have 2 floofs. Casimir has 2 beautiful eyes.
Both of my eyes are beautiful. This one just doesn't work too well.
Casimir has 2 full-time eyes.
What about scars? Are scars present? These are weakling Casimirs.
Quite strange.
Yeah.
Strange indeed. Okay. We find a seat.
Sure. Celine, do you still want your 3 bodyguards with you?
I'll have them sit a ways away, but still kind of close.
They'll have to. Oh, we're not going to be able to sit together. All the seats are taken that were close up. Well, that's fine. We'll just split up. Yeah, we'll split up. That's a wise course of action.
Oh no.
And so the 3 of them split up, and they
Where's Bright? Where's Jacob?
Bright went after knew you. Jacob, I have no clue.
Jacob, noticing the things that you have amongst the crowd as you've been going through, you do see that there's a couple newcomers. Of course, Mordecai's and Casimir's still do continue to come in. And you spot a Mordecai that doesn't look like the others, because the other Mordecais actually appear living. You know, they're having to breathe. They, you know, you're passing by. They actually have warmth. Couple of them are eating and drinking normal stuff.
And this one's shroom shaped.
And there's a Mordecai that came in that is a little paler, looks different, is followed up with a Casimir with some scars, and a Celine that
Currently bald.
is currently bald. And the other Celines all have beautiful black hair. Also, Mordecai's still a mushroom, but, you know. Our Mordecai.
Yeah.
Know my pain, Celine. Know my pain.
Biggest regret playing a bald character. Can't wear a wig anymore. Well, I then will approach the individuals. Hopefully I'll be able to end up ascertaining as to what is going on here.
Sure. We'll have you approach. As you make contact, let's go out to Bright quickly. Bright, so you've been privy to the privies of, well, at least one of the Mordecais. What are you doing in this instance?
Did I see anything interesting in the dressing room besides, you know, the interesting things? Was anybody, were there any visitors that discussed anything of substance, or did he have any, like, unusual things present with him?
Make
anything that would stand out?
Make an investigation.
Team.
All right. As the Mordecais are going around and dressing and walking around and stretching and doing all this, you manage to peel your eyes away enough times that you're seeing that while they're standing in different parts of this auxiliary tent, while there's not a light source in the middle of the tent, all of their shadows project out to the edges of the tent. That's probably just the largest, most obvious dangling clue in front of you.
And did you say there was not any obvious light source in the tent?
Right, like there's you know, like a lamp or there's things that you could expect, but that light is not playing with their shadows. Their shadows are going to the tent. They're not respecting the light source.
Okay, and they're all Like, are they finished getting ready and they're starting to file out, or are they still puttering around in there?
The two clown Mordecais are just getting ready. Like they're talking and they're like, okay, we got to go out there and get the crowd warmed up.
Okay. I feel like I've chased a wild goose. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to my regular gnome vision and look around and see, are there other Mordecais milling around, or are they all in this dressing room tent?
There were it was the three. There were the three performers in the Ringmaster. Ringmaster Mordecai's already gone out, and it sounds like he's telling people, all right, get to your seats. Some warm up. Everyone starts settling in. And then the clowns were getting ready to go out, and that would just leave Mordecai in sort of the acrobatic tights, left in this tent.
Okay, but I mean, like, outside the tents. Am I seeing
an
army of Mordecais?
You have seen Yeah, because you're still outside looking through the cricket. You kind of blink out of cricket vision, and you do see that there's these same three people wearing the garb of the ossuary to Ouijas. You're seeing a lot of them. You're also seeing some Celines and Jacobs and others who are walking around. Like they're kind of running at this point. And
they look like they're part of the show.
Yeah, there's like a Jacob that's looking to two other Jacobs, and it's like, oh, it's almost time for the show. Almost like a kid that's excited to go to the circus, and the other two Jacobs are looking at the other Jacob and going, yes, the show, of course. That's why we're here. You've been a good boy, Jacob. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
And as they make their way through the entrance, you see that their shadows go from... they're still going to the edge of the tent, but then as they pass through, their shadows are going back still to the edge of the tent.
How interesting. Okay, so I need to recall my little cricket, Piggy Sue. I'm gonna need you to do very special duty for me, just this once. I mean, it's not really just this once. It's probably like just this 800 times. But this is one of those times. I'm gonna need you to go, and just sit right on the lip of the tent, or you can crawl up onto the top of it if you want, wherever you feel safe and not get smushed. Okay? The big tent right there.
Sure.
And I'm gonna, I'm not gonna be able to keep my barrel up, so I'm gonna have to hide for real under something that's real. So I'll just look around, and if there's a crate or something or whatever, and I want to identify the big top through Piggy Sue.
Okay.
It's gonna be a ritual, so it's gonna take me a while, and I might miss the start of the show.
How long is the while?
11 minutes.
11. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So meanwhile inside, now speaking to you as lethality, I know you're gonna have to get going here soon for the Gathering of Nerds, correct? Or
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then real quick, without spoiling anything, do you want us to continue? I'm not necessarily going to specifically need you as Celine. Of course, if you're here, you can participate. It's not like I'm going to exclude you. But would you rather be a part of this moving forward and we continue next week, or are you fine that we continue through with this while you're setting up Gathering of Nerds, and then we'll call it?
I'm all right with you continuing. Basically, Celine at the moment, like, she's running on 3 first level and 1 second level spell slot, and 1 channel divinity left. So, like after that, combat wise is novel, and RP wise, she's not really going to be changing mana as any. She's just going to be sticking close to Mordecai and making sure that things are okay, and keeping an eye out for any when the Fey trickery begins to show itself, that
Okay.
she's able to catch onto it and make sure it stops.
That is absolutely enough information I need to AI you then.
Yeah.
So if you need to drop... real quick, though, before you do, what is your
Yes.
level and what's your prompt for this week's one-shot?
The level is 10, and the prompt is Autumn.
Ooh.
And I have it on good authority that we are going into the Feywild this one shot. So,
Good. Getting good practice.
well, that's why I said may.
Level
But
10 in
no,
Autumn.
we may be going into the Feywild. That's fun of the fun. Especially with how our current adventure has been going.
Sure. All right. Well, then, if you got a drop to do that, go ahead, and I'll look for your signal flare on our Discord, and we'll continue with this and come give you a raid when we're ready to go and see you.
Alrighty. Yep. I will just wait for the signal flare then.
Sure. Are the rest of you good to continue at least a little bit more, or do you need to call it here?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay. I mean, at most, it's going to be like an hour until they go live. So.
Yeah. No, it'll be about now. But
Sure.
no, if we don't see you guys in about an hour or so, I'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty. And we have just been raided by Fiara the Tank Girl. Welcome. Hashtag
Hello.
Nina Zadi Freaky Friday. Welcome everyone.
Is there a bounty switch?
You always have some interesting raid messages. Who'd like to explain in chat what that is all about? Characters were forced to switch roles. It was a fun night. Well, I'm glad y'all had fun, and thank you very much for giving us a raid. In fact, settle in, Fiara and crew, as the show's gonna get going here. You're in a circus. Everyone's getting seated. The show's about to like the actual big show, not the little. Everyone's settle in. It's gonna take place. I.e., Light War Priest must switch places with the Dark Drider fighter. Ooh. Well, enjoy the roleplay prompt and the wonderful experience that can bring. All right, so, well, the three of... Actually, we're just going to do this. I'll put the three of you are in the stands together. Celine is still there, of course. And the three that were with her are... The three that were with her all kind of split up, and they're sitting in different places, but one is kind of digging at the bottom of his popcorn bag, seems to be almost out. And the other is almost out of his cotton candy. But the one who has the yo-yo seems to be very happy. That's been a real good return on his investment. And the ringleader Mordecai comes out, is dressed in very nice clothes, and is getting the crowd in and settled and working them up with, and this is going to be the greatest show. Giving a ringleader speech here, and the audience sits there as he comes out, and but the audience is just sort of sitting there, and the three of you, I mean, Celine's there, but I'm going to talk to you as the active players. Everyone in the tent, just look at all of the three of you that you're sitting close to each other.
Whoa. Show's about to start.
Show is about to start. Alright.
As much as I don't mind being center of attention, I don't like being center of attention.
Yes.
This is weird.
And they all start clapping and even louder, especially now that Casimir's on board. Woo! Some cheers and claps go up, and the ringleader breaks his gaze from the three of you out to the broader audience.
Once his eyes leave me, I'm gonna cast message in a direction because I don't know where Bright is.
Okay.
In a direction and say, "Hey, where are you?" And then until it lands.
Hey, do I get it? Do I receive it?